Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we re-journeying back nearly 2,000 years to ancient Rome to uncover the secrets behind one of history's most iconic structures, the Colosseum. How did the Romans, without any modern machinery, build this architectural marvel that still stands today? Let's dig in. Our story begins in the year 70 AD, under the rule of Emperor Vespasian. Rome had just emerged from a chaotic civil war, and Vespasian needed a grand project to win over the public, showcase Roman power, and, quite frankly, erase the memory of the extravagant and unpopular Emperor Nero. What better way to do that than by building the largest amphitheater the world had ever seen? And he chose the perfect spot, right on the drained lake of Nero's opulent golden house. A symbolic gesture of returning land to the people. This was no small undertaking. The Colosseum was a mega-project funded by the spoils of war, particularly from the sack of Jerusalem. This massive influx of wealth and, grimly, over 100,000 prisoners of war who became laborers, provided the financial and human resources needed to get started. But money and manpower were just the beginning. The real genius lies in the design and engineering. The Romans were masters of logistics. The primary material for the Colosseum was travertine limestone, quarried from Tivoli, about 20 miles away. Imagine the scene: enormous blocks of stone, some weighing over 40 tons, being painstakingly cut from the mountainside. These were then transported to Rome, on specially built roads and barges along the Annian River. Once on site, a new set of challenges began. How do you lift these colossal stones hundreds of feet into the air? This is where Roman ingenuity shines. They employed massive human-powered wooden cranes. Picture giant hamster wheels, but instead of hamsters, you have teams of men walking inside, turning a massive drum that wound up ropes. These cranes, equipped with pulley systems, could lift heavy stone blocks with surprising precision. It was a symphony of simple machines and raw human effort, coordinated with military-like discipline. The foundation itself was a marvel. The engineers dug a massive, donut-shaped trench, 30 feet deep, and filled it with Roman concrete. Yes, Roman concrete was a revolutionary material, a mix of lime, volcanic ash, called pozzolana, and water. This created a hydraulic-setting cement that was incredibly strong and durable, even more so than some modern concretes. This solid foundation was crucial to support the immense weight of the structure. Now, let's talk about the structure's design. The Colosseum wasn't just a big stone bowl. It was a complex and highly organized building based on the arch. The Romans understood that the arch was the most efficient way to distribute weight and create large open spaces without the need for massive internal columns. The entire exterior is essentially a stacking of arches 80 on each of the first 3 levels. This modular, repetitive design was a game changer. It meant that different sections could be built simultaneously by different teams, dramatically speeding up construction. It was like a classical era assembly line. The first level features Doric columns, the second Ionic, and the third Corinthian, a classical progression that added elegance to the imposing facade. A 4th level was later added, which was a solid wall with small windows, designed to support the masts for the velarium. What's a velarium, you ask? It was a massive retractable canvas awning that could be unfurled over the seating area to provide shade for the spectators. A specially trained team of sailors was stationed on the top level to operate this complex system of ropes and pulleys. Imagine the relief for 50,000 spectators on a hot Roman summer day. Inside, the organization was just as brilliant. The seating, or cavea, was divided into tiers based on social status. Senators got the front row marble seats. The equestrian class sat above them, and so on, all the way up to the highest levels, where the common people and women sat on wooden benches. Access to these seats was managed through a system of 80 ground-level entrances and exits called vomitoria. This name isn't as gross as it sounds. It comes from the Latin word for to spew forth, because it allowed the massive crowds to exit the venue in just a matter of minutes. Sufficient crowd control system is a principle that modern stadium designers still use today. But what about the main event? The arena floor itself was a wooden surface covered with sandharina, in Latin, which is where we get the word arena. Beneath this floor was a whole other world, The hypogeum. This was an intricate two-level network of tunnels, chambers, and elevator systems. It wasn't part of the original design but was added later by Vespasian's son, Emperor Domitian. This underground labyrinth was the backstage of the ancient world. Here, gladiators prepared for combat, and wild animals like lions, tigers, and elephants were kept in cages. Imagine the scene. The arena floor above is roaring with the sound of the crowd. Down below, in the dimly lit tunnels, stagehands would use complex systems of ramps and elevators to suddenly hoist a snarling tiger or a fully armed gladiator onto the arena floor, appearing as if from nowhere. This element of surprise was a key part of the spectacle, and the hypogeum made it all possible. Incredibly, the entire construction, from laying the foundation to the inaugural games, took only about 10 years. Emperor Vespasian laid the groundwork, but he died before it was finished. His son, Titus, completed the main structure and inaugurated the Colosseum in 80 AD, with 100 days of spectacular and bloody games. His younger brother Domitian later added the final touches, including the hypogeum. So, how did they do it? It was a perfect storm of factors: immense wealth from conquest, a massive workforce of skilled craftsmen and slave laborers, brilliant project management, and groundbreaking engineering innovations like Roman concrete and the systematic use of the arch. The Colosseum wasn't just a building. It was a statement. It was a symbol of the Roman Empire's power, its wealth, and its unparalleled engineering prowess. It's a testament to their skill that even after earthquakes, fires, stone robbers, and nearly to millennia of neglect, this magnificent structure still dominates the Roman skyline. It reminds us of the incredible heights of human achievement and serves as a somber monument to the brutal entertainment it once housed. The next time you see a picture of the Colosseum, don't just see an ancient ruin. See the cranes, hear the hammers, and imagine the sheer human will that raised this wonder of the world from the ground up. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into ancient engineering, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into history. Let me know in the comments what other historical marvels you'd like to explore. Until next time.